It's rare that tourists wind up here in Sokoto. And yet the northern Nigerian city is filled with hotels. It's a place where many young African migrants come to plan the next steps in their journey toward Europe. John earns his living smuggling migrants into neighboring Niger. Since the Arab Spring revolutions, the borders have gotten easier to cross, and more Africans are trying their luck.
It's very, very easy. Why is that? There's the crisis upon there. So if anyone there want to go, it is the right time to go. Because this road is free now. Even them themselves, they are even trying to go out.
Years ago, John tried to come to Europe, but he was captured in Algeria. Police abused him and then sent him back to Nigeria.
Any man that passed through that road, I believe it's a strong man. Because it's not easy. Because so many people die there in the road, at the desert. Even when we are going at the desert, we find so many skulled. Skeleton, woman's been skeleton. In the desert. You understand? It's seriously difficult there. You bought a cap.
Many young women come to John to navigate these secret desert routes for them. He takes them a little closer to Europe, to the town of Agadez, some 400 kilometers north. John says he runs an honest business, but he also knows the young women are in great danger.
But some bad boys on the road, they promise them they will help them, they collect money from them, at the end of the day, they dump them. You understand? And they started prostitution, now to get money too, to make up the journey.
One of the women is Linda. After her smugglers robbed her and left her stranded in Libya, the authorities sent her back to Nigeria. She wants to try again. To earn enough to travel to Europe, Linda has started working as a prostitute in Sokoto. She says returning to her family in southern Nigeria is not an option. As far as her relatives know, she's already in Europe. She'd be ashamed if they found out what really happened.
I would want to get something there before I go back to my place, because I cannot just go back now. Started begging mom, started begging people should help me. At least it will be bad.
Okay.
John knows that many of his clients engage in sex work in order to pay for his services, but he doesn't feel responsible.
Sometimes I do have a pity about them, but everybody wants to make money. You understand? There's no work here in Nigeria like that we earn them well. You understand? So sometimes I feel pity about them.
John doesn't have to worry about money. Nowadays, he drives women over the border several times a month. Once in Niger, he gives them over to the next man in the smuggling network. But John himself is still far from reaching his goal. Someday, he says, he wants to take another stab at making it over the Mediterranean.